5 of you still here, 5 of you with the finishing line in sight. And in this process, there's no silver or bronze positions. There's only the winner. I don't do runners-up. You guys and girls are the generation that grew up as Celtic Tiger cubs. The generation that always got its own way. And that era is over. So if you think you've got this in the bag, you better think again. Beside each one of you, there are 4 contenders who want to make it happen for them. And these are candidates who are going to give you a run to the finishing line. So if you feel you've been coasting, resting on previous successes, lying in the long grass, trying to avoid the inevitable, it all ends now. Because I'm looking for achievers. Because they're the ones who I want to step up to the plate for me and deliver results. Jim Barry from the Barry Group gave you your task this week. You were to conceptualise and brand a wine and beer club within his off-licence franchises carry-out. Then you had to design their new online presence, and that included a new website and devising a social media plan. And then you had to throw the inaugural club night in each of your carry-out franchises. So Elevate, who did you decide for as PM?
3 of us all wanted to be PM and we fought it out and I got it in the end.
So Panos, is this not what you were all about?
I gave my pitch with regards to why we lost the task for Applebee's, because it was similar kind of subject and they did not choose me as a PM.
But Will, you're with Panos in the Appleby task, and you didn't support him there either. You don't seem to rate him, do you?
I rate Panos quite highly, being honest with you, Brian.
Why didn't you vote for him this time?
I wanted this, and I told the lads I wanted 110%, and I wanted it more so than Panos wanted it.
What have you got to bring to the party in it, Niamh?
My opinion was that if Panos wanted to be completely invested with the designer and with working on the online, that would he be distracted by watching timelines and everything.
Do you not recognise that this gentleman has 10 years business experience more than both of you?
I do recognise that, but I thought...
But you discount it?
But if he was spending his day worrying what I was doing, worrying what Will was doing, then he wouldn't get to invest all his time in... Good
manager doesn't worry, Niamh, he gets things done. So tell me how you divided up the teams.
We discussed which would be the most important side, and I think we were all in the consensus that the website was what was going to win or lose this for us. So the event was definitely important, but that we put 1 on the event and 2 on to developing the website.
Let's start with the brand name for the club.
Tipple Tattle. That's the...
Sorry?
Tipple Tattle. That's the club name we went with.
You happy with that name, Panos?
I have to be honest again, because my knowledge of the Tipple Tattle, I didn't know.
Would you say that for me 3 times?
No, I couldn't.
Will, so you were what we would call the event man.
I was worried initially of leaving the guys without having that concept pinned down, so I first
Were you worried for them, leaving them, or because you were going off on your own?
No, not at all. I was conscious that we were going to the graphic designers, one on a solid, definitive concept down, and that's why I spent a little bit of extra time with them before going in to meet Peter to look at the shop. I got the tables and chairs organised.
You know, I've been at maybe 1 or 2 wine tastings. We never sat down.
I did feel strongly about it because I want people to be comfortable and enjoy themselves and relax, and I thought that was best served sitting down with a selection of drinks in front of them and the food coming to them.
You were supplied with a connoisseur. Did you use him on day 1?
Ollie came to the hotel and met us and talked us through.
That was just for the briefing, Niamh. He was available to you all day. You never called him after that?
No, we didn't. I suppose Will had gone and got the talk on the wines from Peter in the shop, so I think he felt pretty confident.
You felt you didn't need him?
No, but I thought that...
Will, what did you know about wines before you went into this?
I'm not a wine drinker, Bill, but...
Neither am I.
When I went down to the shop, I got Peter there to show me exactly the wines, and I was there able to get a bit of background on different wines, you know, different types of grapes and all that stuff, and I was able to actually speak with the clients on the launch.
And all the red and white wine that you did show were all under a tenner?
Yep.
Do you not think you should have been trying to upsell?
The one fact I liked is when we were serving the wines, people were commenting how nice they were, and the fact that they were under a tenner, they were massively impressed by the fact that it was so affordable.
So you're saying, here's the lovely wines that you're used to drinking and have some more of it?
We totally missed that point. It was completely lack of common sense, which is the most ridiculous thing, and we are all to blame. Yeah. If I go to a wine tasting, I want to taste the most exclusive wine, not the cheapest.
So you've learned something today?
I have, yeah.
We have.
And the bubbly, the Prosecco, you served your red and white first and then it?
Yep, we did.
So what do you think of that?
Well, I'll hold my hands up. I'm not a massive wine expert, so if that was an error, then...
Panos, did you not know that? That's totally out of the question.
I should have known, because I've been served Prosecco at the start of every meal, not...
You always get a champagne or a sparkling wine first. It's the first thing you get walking in the door. What's the whole purpose of this exercise for the Barry Group?
To try and get people to join up to the website and to increase their customers.
Will I put it much simpler?
Increase the revenue.
To sell more wine.
Yeah.
To increase their wine and beer revenue. PM on this team.
I was, Bill.
Were you happy with that, Michelle?
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, no problem with it. To be honest,
You didn't want to be PM?
It wasn't that. To be honest with you, as soon as we knew that we were a team of two, there was a decision made that there was going to be no need for a PM. We would split everything down the middle, 50-50.
But you did appoint a PM before the end of day one.
We did, yeah.
Sounds to me like there was a lot of confusion there.
It was more a case of let's not rock the boat and...
So let's not rock the boat.
I
You'll be
ended up rocking
PM,
the
but
boat
we'll
a
work
lot.
together. That's all you had to say.
Yeah.
But you had to appoint a PM. Someone has to sign things off.
And I did, Bill.
So how did you divide the work out?
Well, we spent literally half of day one coming up with our idea and making sure we knew what we wanted to do and the loyalty card and the members' nights and all of that. After lunch, we both went out to the shop together to meet with a wine expert and have a look around the shop.
But we've all said here, the website was the most important thing that was needed.
Yeah.
And you were taking that on board, were you?
Yeah.
Finish it off in the shop. Let's make sure she's doing the right thing. Is that what that was about?
Absolutely not. Like, I mean,
Well, tell me why.
We just both went to see the space to get an
You
idea.
don't believe she knows what she can do with that?
Oh, of course I do,
So
yeah.
what did you want it for if you were doing the web?
We made a decision to go to the shop, and then we split up from there.
You made a decision.
No, we did.
You did, you're PM.
Okay, I did.
You could have told her to go off on her own.
But you weren't PM then.
No.
But he thought he wasn't his mind from the first minute. Michelle, step me through some of the ideas.
There was two main aspects of the club. The first bit was like a loyalty card. So as you spent money in store, you would get points, and it was a point for every euro. And then you would redeem those points. I initially said in store, but Barry made me aware of, responsible drinking, basically, and said, come up with the idea of redeeming them in businesses, and I got behind that idea.
We could also do them in store, like in store and the local community. I mean, the 50...
No, it wasn't. Like, we decided that it was businesses. And
yeah,
then
but they could do them in store as well. Like. Sorry, go ahead.
And then the second thing was, if you're a member of the club, there would be a monthly members' night in your store. And on the female side of it, we got Girls' Night In on board, and they said that they would be interested in joining forces with Carry Out and doing a ladies-only night.
Day two?
Day two, we went into designers first thing in the morning and literally handed them the website on 4 or 5 sheets drawn out. I left Michelle there to implement that. I organised fans and tables and stuff like that from the Crown Plaza.
Say that again?
I had to organise the tables and chairs for our event.
She was on event, you were on the web. What's going on here?
We had the
web. You want to do everything?
I don't, Bill, but I was...
That's what you're telling me.
What had happened, Bill, is that I rang one supplier looking for a price. I got a price for 10 stools, the 5 tables, the stanchions with the rope, and tablecloth, burgundy tablecloths and gold bows, and I got him down from 580 to 220. In fairness to Barry, the next day he got the stuff for free.
So you switched sides completely the next day?
Oh, yeah, we had...
How do you expect to get traction when you're working like that? Moving from this to this and you do this?
Well, we had the website nailed when we went in the next morning.
I think it's true to say you weren't happy with Michelle on events the day before, were you?
We were getting housed on the stuff a little bit.
By the way, recognise this?
Yep.
What is it?
It's a gold tablecloth.
You think so?
Yeah.
OK. What's this?
This is a cloth tablecloth. We had an issue and we resolved it, but it's OK.
The issue is that you got the gold foil paper.
I did.
And Michelle, what did you do then?
She went and got the cream ones.
Just like that?
Yeah.
No, not just like that. That was a massive decision for me. I had to stand in the middle of the shop and decide whether I was either going to get given out to you by Barry or given out to you by the client. And I decided I'd rather get given out to you by Barry, and I know you were unhappy about it.
No, it's OK. Like, I mean, it wasn't a massive deal.
Did you have some words about it at the time?
There were words about that after the day, yeah.
It was just literally, I didn't want a conflict in front of the clients.
There was no conflict, I said it
so
very quietly.
So you waited later on to have to go, was it?
I didn't have a go. I know it's been perceived that way, but I genuinely didn't.
The people that witnessed it also perceived it that way.
OK.
So, your event?
Yeah, Bill, they put all the chairs all around the perimeter of the room. And with the gold tinfoil on the tables, it looked like a kid's birthday party. They were going to go into a musical chairs competition.
And which of you did a presentation?
We both did.
We both did?
Yeah.
I didn't speak as much as I wanted to, but, you know...
Why was that?
Actually, Barry's good at talking, like, so...
You didn't get any time to get in, did you?
Not that much, no, but, like,
Well,
I
Bill,
did kind
was
of... Yeah, you
passing it back
passed me over and I kind
then
of
she'd pass it back
clarified
over to me,
things.
so...
You just heard her saying she didn't get much opportunity to get in.
Michelle, did you have no input into this at all? You seem to just be sitting there and agreeing with Barry. You're on equal ground here.
I was doing everything I possibly could be to be 50% of this team. It didn't matter what I said during this task. If Barry wanted to do it differently, it was going to happen differently. And he is aware of that as well.
We are very different, Bill.
All people are different, Barry.
Absolutely. And I work well with everybody, it's just we do have difficulty working together.
I heard at the very beginning of this, you worked great, you worked as a team and you enjoyed it.
It's just a personality thing between us.
The result, Fusion, you were impressed with your wine selection, you did use the connoisseur, as you should have, and you had the champagne on arrival, as it should be. Elevate, you managed to incorporate the fun element successfully into your website with the logo and the name, Fusion. You were very pleased that you successfully targeted women with your Girls' Night In affiliation. But when Jim took everything into consideration, he was very definitive about who the winners were. The Tipple Tattle Club clinched it. You are the winners. So, your prize. You had to design a new website and social media plan for carryout. But to celebrate the launch of their interactive website, Appleby.ie, this innovative company have chosen to give you a new iPad. You're going to leave now for cocktails in the right venue, and you're going to be presented there with your new state-of-the-art devices. We're jealous. Off you go.
So much.
You two have a lot of talent. It's no use unless you get results with it. So now you have to go outside and think about where you go from here. I'll call yous in. Off you go.
Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Congratulations. How are you?
The task, I'm delighted. I mean, when you've won, you've won. I was really happy with the website, delighted the client loved it, and really happy with the launch as well. It went really well.
Hopefully give you something novel.
Brilliant, you're a star. Thank you. Oh, brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
But I think at the end of the day, the three of us, we just pulled it together. And I think we impressed the client and we impressed Bill.
Here's to win task 11.
Well, you can see there's no harmony there. They seem to be at odds with each other, and they're saying it's a personality clash, but you have to put those things aside.
You know, Barry seems to be trying to do a number all the time, Michelle. Michelle, I'm really disappointed, didn't really stand up to Barry.
Well, the next 10 or 15 minutes is going to be interesting.
It certainly is.
Michelle, Barry, Brian tells me that there was no way you could have won this task because you weren't playing as a team. Why were you fighting?
It actually only started for me at the end of day one when the task had finished and I got told that I perform for the cameras. I only do things in front of the cameras. I should be taking Barry aside on issues that I don't agree with rather than doing it in front of the cameras. Really given out to the point where I got very upset. On to day two, and now I'm in a position where I'm like, do I say it and cause an issue, or do I try and get the job and just work hard and do what I'm supposed to be doing? And I chose to work hard and do the job, and it caused an even bigger, huge issue at the end of day two.
So why didn't you just tell him to get lost?
I basically ended up doing that, but it took till the tablecloth issue. I mean, this was constant. Like, drawing out the website for me was completely unnecessary. I had it in bullet points. Brian saw me with the bullet points, but Barry felt the need to draw it out for me in his words, so I didn't have to think the next day. It's massive disrespect.
Can I talk for a second? I think there's been a picture painted here very dramatically, and it's completely false, Bill. You've seen me over the last 11 tasks, and you know how I operate things, how I work on a task. It's all about the team. And if somebody, now I'll just say it, somebody flapping about a little bit, just for the sake of it, I just don't think it's team orientated, you know. We're both there to win the task.
When was I flapping about?
Hang on, and let me finish. And for the first time in this